Hey guys, I am back. And today I'll be addressing the good and the bad in the K-pop industry. There's a lot of things about K-pop many might not know. K-pop may have its perks, but it definitely has its cons. There are plenty of things wrong with the industry, and that's what we'll be getting into today, with a full in-depth explanation. So first off, what makes K-pop so appealing? The K-pop industry is far different from the Western music industry. Though both industries are problematic and do have their flaws, there is a huge factor in K-pop that sets them apart from the other. In K-pop, idols have to undergo training. They are selected and groomed to appeal to a global audience through formal training classes, where they are taught how to dance and sing properly. Looks play a huge factor in K-pop as well. Korea have high beauty standards, so other than training, the idols are groomed to fit those standards and look their best selves for the audience. They are often taught how to represent themselves on variety shows, and taught how to make cute expressions even. As fan service, the training can be very intense. This difference between the two is what makes K-pop so appealing. It's something different and new, and something the Western audience isn't familiar with. K-pop groups and soloists go on to TV show broadcasts specifically made for music promotions, or as they are called, talent shows. They perform on the shows to promote their new music, or debut as a new group or soloist. Fans can vote their favorite performance or group, and near the end of the promotion episode, a winner is chosen. And these wins can be a very big deal for the idols. In K-pop, a lot of companies focus on giving their best performance, and allowing their idols to interact with fans. Fans play a huge part in K-pop, and it is one of the most important factors on the road to fame and success. As it is, the K-pop industry has something to offer that the Western music industry does not. The industry is very interesting, and that interests a lot of people to K-pop. Not only that, but the music in K-pop is heavily influenced by styles and genres from around the world, such as rock, jazz, gospel, hip-hop, R&B, reggae, electronic dance, and more. The music is very experimental, and far more unique than a lot of the music that is produced in the West. It's a new style of music a lot of people may not be familiar with, and of course, the music is really good. The new and unique style they offer makes you want to discover more. I don't know about y'all, but I'm sick and tired of listening to the songs on local radio. So hearing new music that is different, from a different country, is much more exciting. In general, K-pop offers you a lot more than the West. Everything about it becomes more exciting with everything they have to offer. Groups frequently put out content through Instagram, Twitter, and fan cafes. The fan service in K-pop makes it much more enjoyable. Groups even release Japanese songs for Japanese fans. Everything from the dancing, to singing, the music, to the fan interaction, is what makes it so appealing to people. There is always something to look forward to when being a K-pop fan. So, the bad. Aside from all the factors in K-pop that seem positive, the K-pop industry has its dark factors, much like the Western music industry, but I'd say worse. Slave contracts exist in K-pop, and it is inhuman. If you want to become an idol, you have to sign a contract with a company, and in a lot of cases, the contract means the company owns you. Literally, everything you receive as a trainee comes from the company. Everything from your hair to your shoes, your makeup, housing, and training in general is all paid by the company. Each penny a company spends on you adds a negative balance to your bank account you have at the company. Considering you will debut under the company and make it and become known, you will first have to pay off the loan you have gained in your bank account before the company itself hands you the cash, meaning you will finally have your own money to spend. The massive downside to this policy though is if the opposite happens. Idols who don't make it big and end up disbanding will unfortunately be left with debt that they have to pay back to the company. Everything that was spent on them. So even though you spent years of training hard to become an idol, it can easily go to waste, and you will be left with this huge debt. And the more time that goes by without you making money, the worse it gets. and it's not very simple to just terminate your contract. Keep in mind the company practically owns you, and any company will do their best to work against your wishes. Something that you may not know is money split. This may not be too common in recent companies, but in a handful, the money that an individual idol makes doing an independent promotion, such as an ad, a TV show, or web show, will be split between the members of their group. So meaning that an individual member will not receive the full money they earned doing an independent promotion. A lot of companies have stopped this process, but it is still in order under some companies. Not to mention that some companies can be very cruel. Many scandals and stories of abuse have taken place and idols have continuously been treated unfairly by their company. Due to Korean beauty standards, companies have forced their idols to starve themselves. Something very unhealthy and serious. And onto the topic of overworking. Companies will overwork their idols to the extent where idols have even fainted on stage or during events. They will give their idols frequent comebacks, make them perform continuously on shows, hold concerts. It is all too much for someone to handle, and these idols deserve breaks. But under these contracts, unfortunately, they have no say. It is very unhealthy for the idols, and causes much stress and health issues. But it is often ignored by the company. Most of the time idols have no say in most things they do, unless your company allows you to have creative freedom, such as being able to produce or write your own songs. Then there is no choice for you. The company will hand you a concept, a dance, and a song for you to perform. And if you don't like the song, you usually don't have another option. And due to these strict contracts, it is difficult to escape from it, because the companies will do everything in their power to make sure the contract isn't terminated, and to not be sued by the idol. For the most part, these companies want power and money, so they'll stop at nothing to make sure they get their way. If an idol loses the fight, or doesn't bring it to court in the first place, they will wait the contract out, which can take years. I can't even imagine the pain and hardships that these idols have gone through. I think all idols deserve respect for making it through the training process. K-pop is a life or death situation. You either make it or you don't. It's a very risky process, and trust that if you make it, you are goddamn lucky. It's a difficult and slow process. As a group or soloist in K-pop, you are not guaranteed to get big overnight. It can take years before you and your group can hold a tour. I'd say in K-pop it's far more difficult to succeed. People will give up their childhood or teen years to train, because they are passionate and are so driven. It isn't easy. All idols deserve some respect, whether you like them or not. They worked incredibly hard for their career, and I think that in itself is deserving of respect. The K-pop industry may seem alright from the outside, but on the inside it can be very dark and sad, and inhuman. Alright, that is all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more videos like this.